Mother's Day ever. Let me help you to just be overjoyed, to be excited, to anticipate Mother's Day. We got a couple of days left, and come on, let's get it happening. So let's just get right to it. The best thing for you to do for Mother's Day, the best gift that you can request, that you can get, that you can plan for yourself is the gift of time. We're super busy. We have all of these things planned, but stay with me. I'm going to give you the real way to make this happen and what it can look like for you. So, a lot of times we hear the gift of time and we think to ourselves, okay, so I'm going to have time to go to dinner or something on Mother's Day. That's not what I'm talking about. I want you in this month of May, in which we also have Mother's Day, I want you to make this the month of me. And I want you to buy back your time. I want you to request the gift of time. With this time, you're going to be able to do some of the things that you've always thought about doing, that you've dreamed of doing, and you get to have fun and joy in doing this. So, what are some examples? So, for example, you likely won't cook on Mother's Day. At least I hope you won't. But how about we buy a pre-cooked meal? Even if you don't have children, or maybe your children are out of town. I was talking to one of my friends. Her kids are out of town. They're going to send her something for Mother's Day, but they're not going to be here. While she's going to be super appreciative of the gift that they send, let's be more specific and let's stop being disappointed. I talk to so many women who are disappointed when they don't get gifts that they think are as thoughtful. They don't receive the same effort that they put in the other gifts. So I want you to think about this. Father's Day is coming up right after Mother's Day. Father's Day will be here in June. And this is a conversation we have to have in our family as well. So Father's Day is in June. And in our family, we go all out for Father's Day. We love our fathers. We love our husbands. We appreciate the men in our family. And so we go all out to make sure that they know that they are appreciated. We do things like planning a field day in the park because the men love to play sports. We do a barbecue. We have matching t-shirts. We also get them gifts. And these are things that typically take planning for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. We are renting stuff. We have rented snow cone machines. We've rented popcorn makers. We've actually had a Father's Day carnival in the park, invited all of the fathers. The women all came together, and instead of us giving individual things, we came together to pool our time and our money to make a great Father's Day for the men in the family. It was amazing. It was great. We had a really great time, and we know that they really appreciated it. It was also a model for our children to see that we appreciate the men in our family. But can we be honest? Do we always have that same effort reciprocated for us on Mother's Day? I know that I have a very considerate husband, and he buys me flowers. A lot of times I'll say, don't you spend another $80, $100 on these flowers. Get me something else. But he will buy flowers. He will buy me gifts. He will buy whatever it is that I've asked him to buy. We will go out to dinner. We'll go to a nice restaurant or something. We normally take our kids with us. Him and the boys will have planned an evening for me, and that's great. But they probably did it the day before. They probably did it the week before. And it was just the thought of, I'm going to get some flowers. I'm going to get this gift. I need to run over to the mall and grab this thing. Now, don't confuse what I'm saying. I am not comparing the gifts. I am saying to us as women, we do this to ourselves. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not saying that they don't love us or our spouses and our children are not putting time and effort into their gift. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we do this to ourselves, that we go all out and then we feel a little disappointed when things don't happen the same for us. But in reality, they did go all out because that's not something that they would normally do. They took time out of their schedule to do all of these things. So what am I proposing to you? For this year, let's make it a point not to be disappointed. We're not going to allow anybody to disappoint us. See, when you don't have anything planned, when you're expecting somebody else to make your day, that's when the disappointment happens. So, my suggestion is determine right now, in this moment, right now, what type of Mother's Day would you like to have? What type of Mother's Day would you like to have? Visualize that day in your head. Visualize it in your head. What does it look like? What time are you waking up? What are you expecting? Have you told people what gift you want? If you want breakfast in bed, have you told anybody? Or is this just something that's in your head? And if you don't have breakfast in bed, maybe we're going to DoorDash. Decide right now, I'm DoorDashing breakfast from my favorite restaurant. I'm going to DoorDash from the original Pancake House. When I wake up, I'm going to order DoorDash and I'm going to have them DoorDash me my favorite breakfast to my house. All I got to do is go to the door, open it up, and that's going to be amazing. I'm going to have my breakfast DoorDash. And then what? Well, then I would like to go out in the sun. Okay, let's get out. What is the activity that you want to do? Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you like to do? Have you looked up anything? Is there a play in the area? Is there a concert you'd like to go to? What is the thing that you would like to do? This year, let's not put our happiness off on somebody else. Let's not put our value in somebody else's hands. You know how you showed up. You know what it is you do. You know what all you sacrifice to make sure that your children, your nieces and nephews, your mom, your family has what they need. So why are you waiting on them to show you how valuable you are? This is the month of me. Let you be in this radical love affair with yourself and show them how much you love you. Go ahead and plan the trip to the winery. You don't need 10 people to go with you. Go ahead and plan the trip to the winery. You want to go to the winery? Let's go to the winery. Go ahead and invite some of your girlfriends. We don't have to sit and wait for other people to plan the trip for us. So you might decide, I want to have some amazing cheesecake. Okay, order the cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. Order the cheesecake. You might decide, I think that I want to have a really clean car and I want to go to XYZ. Let's take the car and get it detailed. You're not going to go out to your car, get the water hose off the side of your house, get the vacuum because you know you got the vacuum cleaner in the house. We're not doing that, people. Give yourself the gift of time. So many times we will choose to use our time over spending the money. Go ahead and spend the money. You deserve it. And if you don't believe that you deserve it, why should anybody else believe that you deserve it? You deserve it. Go ahead and maybe you need to cook. You have to cook dinner. Okay, you can do something simple like buy the pre-chopped vegetables. Buy the pre-chopped vegetables. You do not have to spend 30, 40 minutes in your kitchen chopping up vegetables when you could just go in, have vegetables already chopped, have the meat already thawed. I'm just saying, we need to give ourselves the gift of time. We need to stop trying to manage every aspect of our life and work. When we talk about work, we need to be using the productivity tools that are available to us. And many times that means that we're going to pay a fee. But that fee that you're going to pay is going to save you a lot of time and energy. I talk to women right now. And I'll say, do you use Chat GPT? And they'll say, yeah. I say, do you have the paid version? They'll be like, no. And I'll say, well, why don't you have the paid version? Oh, well, the free version works just as good. How would you know if you've never had the paid version? The paid version is only $20 a month. And for that $20, trust me when I say it is well worth it. And we will discount or dismiss what we don't have, but we don't know what it is that we're missing. And so the truth of the matter is you either got more time or you got more money. And most times we're going to have to use money to buy back our time. We need to give ourselves the gift of time this Mother's Day. Buy back your time. You will find that you'll have more joy because you're not doing the things that you don't want to do. I don't want to be out at my car, cleaning out my car, trying to wipe down dashboards, trying to vacuum all in between seats. I don't want to do that. That's not fun to me. And that's not a good use of my time. So why wouldn't I go and pay $40, let them do it, and my car is going to be clean for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks? It's worth it. And then I'm going to feel much better getting into the car. instead of waking up trying to spend all day trying to cook this beautiful meal. No, I'm gonna go. We have a restaurant here called the Order Entertainment. They do catered meals. I'm gonna go buy a catered meal. Why wouldn't you do that? Because we would rather struggle. The thing is, we like struggling. We're so used to struggling that it's fun to us now. Like we don't know any other way to be other than to struggle and just be disappointed and expect things and they not happen for us. It's another way to exist. There is another way to exist. You can have more joy, you can have more time, you can have more happiness if you would step into letting go of control and stop counting on other people to control us. So we're going to stop being disappointed in the way that things are, and we're going to start doing things that excite us, that bring us joy. And Mother's Day is that perfect opportunity. Every and so like for me, for Mother's Day, I have 3 boys and I have a husband. They'll get me gifts, and of course, I tell them what gifts I want, because why would I sit back hoping and praying that they can read my mind? They can't read my mind. Do I sometimes get surprise gifts? Absolutely, I do. Last year before last, they surprised me with a Pandora bracelet. I didn't even know what a Pandora bracelet was, but that's what they got me. But most times I will tell them I love my particular perfumes. And so I'll tell them exactly what it is that I want so that we can take the guesswork out of it. And then you don't have to be disappointed. They never disappoint me with gifts because I've either articulated what it is that I would love to have. I'm not demanding that you buy me anything. These are things that I would absolutely love to have. Truth be told, some of y'all need to be asking your spouses and your children to buy you a ticket to Iman Live 2024. Come on to St. Louis, stay at this Ritz Carlton, and elevate your life. Be able to bring some additional income into your business and leave these jobs that we don't like, or if nothing else, bring additional income into your household. So it's all about getting more fulfillment, more joy, more fun, and lean into your full potential. So this year for Mother's Day, of course, we're doing a sisterhood. We are going to do photos in the park. We're wearing a solid color. We're going to do photos in the park. And then we're going to make our signature scent. We're going to do our signature perfume scent. And we're also going to do signature candles. So we will do that and we'll leave there and we're going to have an amazing dinner. And we're just going to have conversation. We're going to have laughs. We're going to have games. We're going to joke. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be all women, all of a sisterhood. Some have children, some don't have children, because it takes a village. Just because you don't have children doesn't mean that you've never served in the mother role. Even before I became a mother, I had 13 nieces and nephews, and 2 of them lived with me. So I was a mother before I became a mother. And there are many of you all who are in the mother role, and you should be celebrated on Mother's Day as a part of the sisterhood, because it takes a village to raise productive and happy children. And so we're going to have an amazing day. There will be no disappointment because we've planned our day. We know what to expect. We're anticipating this. We're excited about this. My niece called me this morning and she was like, what time am I supposed to be there? I want to make sure I get there on time. And then somebody else called and said, I don't want to miss the photos. They can go to the pieces they want to go to and miss the pieces they don't want to do. Maybe you're just going to show up for the group photo. That's fine. Maybe you just want to come to the signature perfume making. That's fine. Maybe you just want to do dinner at 5 o'clock with us. That's fine. We have to let go of the control. She said, here I am, and there you are, showing up again. That's right. Showing up again. Because you know what? Now, yesterday, I had to do an evening session. And let me just say, that's one of the beautiful parts about taking control of your life and knowing what it is that you really want. Because yesterday, I was actually able to, again, step into the dream that I had for myself. I was at home right here, getting ready to come live with you all. My phone rang, and it was my son's school, and it was the nurse. And she was like, hey, Zach is here in the nurse's office, and he's having some pain and some shortness of breath, and he might need to go to get checked out. And I was like, oh, yeah, we talked about this last night. we're going to go ahead and run him to the ER. And she was like, I think you should just take him to his pediatrician, call and get a sick appointment, because I think I know what it is, but I want to be sure. I don't want to give you wrong advice. Guess what? I was able to just stop, call, make the appointment. They gave me a 10:30 appointment. I went and picked him up from school, took him right on down the street to the pediatrician, and they were able to check him out. And he has an inflamed cartilage in between his ribs. And so I knew that something was wrong with him, because when he would be taking a breath, you would see him wincing. You would see his face, and he would be doing, things like that. And I'd be like, "Are you in pain?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, but I'm okay." And then we talked about, like, did you get hurt? Did you maybe lift too much? Did something go on? But anyway, my point in saying that is, I got to live. Those are the things that I always wanted to do when I was in the school system. When I was in the school system, when I got that call, all depending on what was going on, it was very difficult for me to leave immediately. I'm always one, I'm gonna leave and go and do what I need to do. But it wasn't always immediate. And then sometimes I would have to call my husband and be like, "Hey, can you do this?" Like if I'm in the middle of a presentation, you have that issue of, how is this going to impact me on my job, and all those things that go through your head. I didn't have to do that. So that was one of the things that I always dreamed of and always wished for when I was on my job. And I'm just so thankful that I had the bravery to leave and to understand that there is a different way to exist, that you can make money in a different way. And that, again, that's why I continue to show up here for you all, because every fear that you had is the same fear that I had. All of the things, I got to keep the roof over the head, I got bills to pay, is anybody going to pay me what I'm already making? I was making $116,000 a year. And who else is going to pay me that type of money? Where else am I going to get paid like that? But I had to believe that there had to be another way. And I had to look outside of education to understand that people are living their life outside of education. Why do I think that education is the only way? And I also noticed that all them smart people in that school system, we had people in the school system who had 4.0 GPAs in high school, 4.0 GPAs in college, who scored all of the good scores on the ACT, on the SAT. You know how we brag about that. And the sad part is, you making $55,000 a year. The sad part is, as smart as you are, your principal, who is definitely not as smart as you, is making 2 times what you making. Like when I look at stuff like that, I realize that I done understood something wrong. And so I go to find out what it is that I misunderstood and what it is that I need to do to change this situation. Because there is no way that the smartest kids should be making the least amount of money, and the people who did not study as hard, who did something different, are making more money, have more time freedom, have more creative freedom, and are really living an enjoyable life. And it's just that, I had to go and investigate something different. But anyway, so that's why I wasn't here yesterday. I came on in the evening at about 6 o'clock and did a session about buying back your time. She said big facts, because the math ain't math, and right. And we think that this is the way that it has to be. And we think that, just we're just disappointed, and that's the way it is, but it's not. That's just the way that we are. And so that's why, if we stop trying to manage every aspect of our life and think that we have all of the answers, and be willing to invest in ourselves, you got to get around a different group of people. If we think about it, even when we talk about in the context of Mother's Day, all, like, many other people that we know are sitting back waiting to see what somebody gonna get them for Mother's Day. They're waiting to see what their kids are gonna get them for Mother's Day. They're waiting to see what their spouses is gonna get them for Mother's Day. They're waiting to see if anybody's gonna get them something for Mother's Day. Why are you sitting back waiting on other people to disappoint you? Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Like, all I'm saying is that there's a different way to exist. You can design your life. You can determine, this is how I want my Mother's Day to be, and you can put it into plan, and you can make it happen. When you plan it, you already know, this is what I wanted to do. I'm going to have an amazing time. I suggest that we give ourselves the gift of time. You need to be booking your massage appointment. You need to be booking your manicure pedicure appointment. You need to be booking your day in the park of doing nothing. Maybe you, like I said, order your DoorDash. No, in advance. I'm ordering DoorDash when I wake up. I'm going to have a slow breakfast. I'm going to have some good coffee. I'm going to then get up. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to go to the winery. I'm going to go hang out with my girlfriend. Give yourself the gift of time. And a lot of that can be done by buying back your time. Some of you all, it's going to be on Sunday. You're going to be thinking to yourself, let me rush home because I still got to do all my laundry because I got work tomorrow on the 13th. You got work. I got work tomorrow. Let me prepare the lunches for the kids because, again, I got work tomorrow. So we're trying to do all the things that we normally do, plus celebrate Mother's Day, plus have a good time. Like that don't even work. That does not work. So what can we do to buy back some of our time? Can we figure out if we can buy some prepackaged meals? Go on over to Whole Foods. Get that family of four roasted chicken dinner that they have that's organic food that's way better than some of this stuff that we buy at these fast food places that already has your sides on it. Let's pack that for lunch for the kids. Have the kids to pack that for lunch. And that's your lunch too, because you need lunch for the next day. So now instead of trying to cook dinner, you just spent $27 for a family of four meal, and that's gonna be y'all lunch for tomorrow. Yeah, let's do that. Let's DoorDash. Let's have food, our breakfast delivered to us so we can have breakfast in bed. Let's take our car and get it cleaned. Don't you go out there in that driveway trying to clean that car yourself. You can buy back your time. While they're cleaning your car, it's only gonna take 30 minutes. If you cleaned it, it's gonna take 2-3 hours. No, you're not cutting no grass. Find that line boy that's walking down that street. Pay him that $40 or $50 to cut your grass. While he's cutting the grass, I want you to go in the house, prop your feet up, turn that TV on, watch your Netflix show while you know that your grass is going to look good. It's going to be lined up. Everything is going to be good. Whatever the thing is, we need to buy back our time and give ourselves the gift of time. And that doesn't mean buy back your time and go do something for somebody else. That doesn't mean buy back your time and then go do some more tasks. No, we're buying back our time to rest. Ladies, we are exhausted. We're tired. We show up for everybody else. And I'm telling you, this month, work to have a radical love affair with yourself. Have a radical love affair with yourself. Show yourself immense self-love. And let me tell you this. This is what I'm going to end this on. If it doesn't serve you, this is what I want you to tell yourself this weekend. If it does not serve you, not other people, you. If it does not serve you, if it does not serve God, if it does not serve your freedom, if it does not serve you being the person that you need to be, say no to it. Say no, you're unavailable. I need us to start opting out. I need us to start opting out. We don't have to be the best. We don't have to be on 10 all the time. 7 is good enough. 7s are good, people. See, they done tricked us into believing that you got to be the best. You don't have to be the best. You don't get extra pay. You don't get extra. No, not you don't. You don't have to be the best. A 7 is good. Let's be 7 out of 10. We don't need to be 10 out of 10. The school system made us think that if you got 7 out of 10, you didn't do good. That's average. That's passing. That met the requirement. Let's stop trying to go over and above, and let's go over and above with ourselves. Let's show up big for ourselves. You're the main character. You need to show up big for yourself. So I hope that the best Mother's Day gift that you can give yourself this year is the gift of time. And by giving yourself the gift of time, I hope that you are able to engage in tremendous fun, joy, and leisure. Not more work, not more weary, and not more productivity. That's not what this life is about. We should be enjoying ourselves, and we should not be okay with disappointment. The reason why we're okay with disappointment is because we've come to expect it. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to design the life of our dreams, and we're going to have an amazing Mother's Day. And your job is not to make everybody else's day. Make sure that you're making your own day first. We always get it backwards. We make everybody else's day, And then we realized that all we did was rip and run for everybody else. So I want you to make sure that you have an amazing Mother's Day, that you have a plan in place, that you know what it is that you want, and that you set it up. Don't wait for other people to do it for you. Celebrate yourself. You've done amazing work. You're an amazing person. Celebrate yourself. You don't need other people to give you value. You are valuable. You know it. You know what you've done. You know what you've sacrificed. You know how you've shown up. You know how you've supported others. Now it's time for you to take a step back, support yourself, get yourself the support that you need, give yourself the gift of time, and have an amazing Mother's Day. I love